Damn it, Alex. Why do I have to be the one to come up with the intros all the time? Alex. Alex. Alex, come on, man. Oh. Oh, he's dead. Yeah. Yeah, he's dead. Well. Shit. Looks like this is going to be another solo week for me. Although, I will say, I didn't kill him this time. So, I'm getting better? Maybe? I don't know. Let's kick this shit off. Let me find my list. Shit! Why I have to die? I don't even have the list. God damn. Don't have the list of freaking anime. Alright. Since there's clearly no record of the order we do things anywhere on the internet, looks like I'm just gonna have to do this one from memory. Alright. Let's see here. Why don't we start off with the God of High School? That's a pretty good show. We all like that, right? So, we smash cut. We open. Mira needs to get into the finals because she's the third main character. What do? Everyone else is beaten. Have her fight the jujitsu guy that we just met like 2 episodes ago. That guy's an idiot. She crushes the hell out of him. He doesn't matter anymore. Goodbye. She's in the finals now. Meanwhile, smash cut. Again, more smash cuts. We get a scene where we finally meet Jin's uncle. He tries to get recruited by the evil church. We learn their name this episode, but I'll get to that later. So they show up and they're like, "Hey, man, join the church. The church is pretty cool, right?" And he's like, "Nah." Bam! Super kick. Destroys the forest. This is spread out a lot more. But I'm just gonna drop it. Because, like, fuck it. Why not, right? So he super kicks. Messes up the whole forest. He's like, "Man, I like the forest." Smash cut. Again. Church dudes on a cliffside, they're like, "That was a bad move, hombre." They summon a sword of Damocles. We don't know what happened. We don't know. I don't think. Man, plots are a lot harder when I gotta remember them by myself. It's not easy. So, we get a scene where Daewee goes to meet Mujin Park because, like, his friend died, so Mujin is basically like, "Hey, man, you don't want to fight anymore? You're good. You can back out. We'll have that sweet jujitsu guy that everyone claims to love, because everyone loves him. We just met him, but you can see he's got a good heart." Just kidding. You can't. Fuck that guy. But Daewee is like, "Yeah, I'm still down, you know? I figure I made some new friends. I'll fight for my new friends in the memory of my old friend." Heartwarming. However, Daewee drops a bomb. He's like, "Something's going on here, all right?" He needs the info. Our mans needs the plot. So do we. We need it real bad, okay? Because I don't know what's going on here with the evil church, and Jin's uncle or grandfather is like a crazy martial arts super kick man. We've got fucking stand users wandering around. I don't know what's going on. Explain it to me, Mr. Park. Explain it to me. And he does. Basically, gods give people superpowers. That's why it's called the God of High School, in case you couldn't tell. So gods give people superpowers, but there are bad dudes out there. They're all looking. The Mujin is with his dudes, the administrators. They're looking for people who are the key. I guess I don't know what that means yet. Key to what? Drop a sweet Rick Moranis reference right here. I am the key master. Are you the gatekeeper? Boom. Ghostbusters. Everybody loves it. Fuck, that new movie is real bad though. Anyway, so now we know the deal. The other group with the church people, they're called Nox. They're the bad guys because they all look fucking weird. Because this is established. We know they're the bad guys, even though Mujin Park has devil horns for hair, because he does. The man looks evil, but he wields a god palm. So I'm thinking he's a Buddha dude, because he's like Christian Buddha dude. Gave him God of Christian mythology as well as Buddha of Buddhist mythology. Gave him superpowers, which makes him the best. Fuck the rest. Okay. Deep breaths taken. Momentum resuming. We get a scene where everyone's hanging out. They're having a good time. They're walking down the street leaving. There's a strange dude with one arm drinking at a food stand across the street. I'm thinking he's a drunken master, all right? He's got the traditional clothing. He's drinking. That's all I need. That's all I need to call this dude the drunken master that we all rightfully know he is. That's false, but we'll get to that. They have a moment. Boom. Pass each other. Jin's like, holy shit. I just felt a presence. That dude was something else. Except he doesn't verbalize that because he's Jin. So he says some goofy shit to his friends instead. I don't remember what it was. Smash cut. Now we're getting a scene where the six are being called. Who are the six? I'm getting to that. I'm trying to go real quick. I'm trying to make quips. Just let me do my thing. I'll get to that. I swear to Mujin Park, Buddha God Palm. I'll get there. Anyway, smash cut. Mujin is like, don't worry, guys. I called in the six. Who are the six? Fuck you. We're going to learn who the six are right now. Boom. Drunken master dude, he's a doctor. Boom. Mujin Park, he's something. Boom. There's like 4 other characters I can't remember. There's a lot. Anyway, Jin's grandfather, boom, also one of the 6, I think. Yes, he is the tiger cub. Because everyone has their own quip names. Give them nicknames with quips. Boom, smash cut. I think that's basically it. Nope. Wait. There's more. I just remembered / looked it up a little bit. Did I look up the other names of the 6? No. That bit stays. I don't feel like editing around that. Fuck that. Instead, we learn about some of the other contestants. We got some real ruffian-looking dudes. We got 2 dudes who get in a fight in some yard. And it's like a weird tense standoff thing, which didn't actually, like, that's, I don't know. It didn't make a whole, it was like a playing chicken with their powers over killing some idiot guard, I guess. There's a lot of setup in this episode, I won't lie. This is mostly like, hey, this is a setup episode. And what's the last thing to set up? we're going to have the main characters team up in a team battle to fight other teams from across the country. Because, of course, they're not going to fight each other. Fuck that. We don't need it. We don't need them to fight each other. Because that doesn't work for the plot as well as we want it to. Because last minute, Mugen Park is like, alright, we got a lot of potential candidates to be the key. So, everybody team up. We're doing teams of 3. So, that's what we're going to do. The next tournament arc in this show that is no doubt going to be a great many tournament arcs is a team battle, a set of team battles. What's going to happen? I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be like, all right, everybody pair up. We'll go in bouts like this. 2 out of 3 wins, your team moves on. I don't know. Because a battle royale kind of doesn't work when you've got people who can, like, throw Air Force blades with nothing, or just, like, shoot crazy force fields out of their hands. That doesn't work very well. But I know I said that was the last thing we need to set up. We also get a pretty good scene, pretty close to the end, where Mira runs into the announcer. All right? She runs into him at the grocery store with his family. And he's like, hey, you're pretty good, kid. You're pretty good. Let's have a chat, all right? You're in need of some instruction. And I'll give you that little confidence boost you need. So they're sitting in the park and he's like, you gotta use your blade with emotion, not just with your body, but with your feeling and your soul. And it turns out the announcer was blind the whole time. Holy shit. Mira's like, why are you giving me this advice, man? What's up? And he takes his glasses off and his eyes are closed because he's blind. Because that's what being blind is. And he's like, as the man who was blinded by the moonlight sword, I just want to let you know. And then we get another scene. She walks away. And as he's walking away, he's like, hey, to his family, you guys go ahead. And the wife is distressed. She looks distressed and she hurries off. That's a subtle detail, and I applaud it. I applaud it greatly. But he stops in place, and we see that one of the background characters, like a dude in a bunny suit handing balloons out to kids, is standing there alone. Park's empty, just him and the announcer. And all of a sudden he's wreathed in flames, and he's like, ha! I am an assassin, and I am here to kill you. Smash cut, but a serious smash cut this time. Administrator Q, the dude with the green hair who's always smoking, and he's got the Reaper stand that we encountered earlier. He's in his apartment, and he's like, what? Something's up. I honestly don't remember if it's the same assassin or if it's a different one. But he's like, hey, I'm an assassin. Because the best part of being an assassin is walking up to people you're going to kill and just letting them know. That's what every assassin should do. That's what Agent 47 does. He just walks up to people. He's like, hey, I'm an assassin and I'm here to kill you. And then he just kills him, and then it's fine, because that's what assassins do. You don't want to get in the way of their work. That's rude. You don't go into McDonald's and just start throwing shit around in the kitchen, messing up their ability to do their jobs. So when an assassin is like, hey man, no hard feelings, but like, I've been paid to kill you. You might want to make some peace real quick. You don't get in the way of that. That's rude. We also get a shot where all the administrators are having a meeting, and they're looking at the empty chair, and the white-haired announcer, who I think is O? I think it's Administrator O. She's like, Q's been gone a while. It's not like him to be late. And that's the setup. We get a shot where he's dead, but I don't think he's dead because that doesn't feel like the direction they would go with these characters. Because, like, these dudes are tough as shit. He's not going to get murked super hard by some random assassin. That would be so anticlimactic. It's not like one of the other announcers that we've encountered before or we haven't encountered before, who's just like, yeah, I'm in the background, yay. This is arguably the announcer who we've had the most development with, and I'd be pretty kind of shocked and disappointed if he just got killed by some random ass dude. That would suck. But this episode was cool. It's setting a lot of interesting things up. It finally freaking gives us answers, dude. I'm glad. I'm glad I know what's going on now. Besides, Jin wants to fight people, Mugen Park runs a tournament, and the Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy is just there to get stomped. Okay. All right. On to Monster Girl Doctor. We're going to try and keep some kind of momentum up. Okay. So we're still in Harpy Town. We got everybody all cured up because Dr. Glenn, he's the best doctor. Everyone knows it. Everyone loves him. But last person on the list, we got, I can't remember her name, but we got Red Harpy Girl back from the raid on the facility of the slavings with the eggs and all of that stuff. She's recused herself to her home, shut herself away, but she's losing a lot of feathers. She can't fly. It's up to Dr. Glenn to bust in. Bam! Kicks the door in. I'm here to do some doctoring. I don't give a crap what anyone else says. Except that's not actually how it goes. He goes in and he's like, hey, I'm here to do some doctoring. And I care about my patients. Because that's my character. And is nothing. Long story short, she's fine. She's just molting. Because that's what birds do. I would know. As I am a bird man. An ornithologist, some might say. But she doesn't accept it. She's like, no way, dude. There's got to be something wrong. You're just a dumb doctor. What do you know? What do you know, doc? Nothing. You don't know nothing. You ain't a bird person. I am a bird person. So basically, she runs off. She's like, fuck this. I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. And she yeets on out there. And everyone's like, well, I guess we gotta go find her. Because, like, we gotta do something. So Glenn and Safe go around collecting feathers to take some peeks at them. And Tissalia goes and finds her pouting somewhere. And she's like, hey, man, quit pouting. You might be able to fly, but eventually you gotta land. And it's kind of, it's a little goofy. I won't lie, that's some Lifetime movie shit right there. This episode went from an ecchi series about monster girls to a Lifetime movie about a harpy girl who just needs to find her place in the world. Because she's like, hey, I know about you and the other Coliseum folks because I want to be a Coliseum folks. And Tasalia is like, all right, come at me, bro. And she kicks the shit out of her. Because, like, you have, on one hand, a kid, and on the other hand, a veteran mercenary champion of an arena. So it's pretty one-sided. But we don't see it. We don't see it. They don't show us the goods. So Harpy Girl runs off once more. And everyone's like, well, shit, we got all these feathers. We gotta figure out where she went, and we gotta go find her. And then they go into the woods, and then they find her. That's basically it. She knows she can't fly. She's at the top of a real tall tree, and she's trying to force it, and she just can't. And Glenn is like, hey, man, cut that shit out, bro. That's not cool. You're just molting. It's fine. You are getting your adult feathers now. And yes, she pulls out some of the feathers from her that he found, and he's like, hey, man, you see how these are colored a little differently? Ho ho. Well, have I got some news for you, kid. Turns out you're related to the Phoenix, the mighty Phoenix. And you're going to be pretty cool looking. I don't know if it'll give you superpowers, but hey, that's pretty cool. Smash cut. Call him back to the first segment. Smash cut. We're in Cthulhu's office. The Octo Lady Doctor. She's there. Scotty's there. Kunai is there. Because of course she is. They're all a party. And Cthulhu is like, I knew there wasn't anything wrong with her, but I wanted to test Glenn, see if he could figure out what the real what's up was. And then that's it. That's what we get out of that scene. All right, moving on. So now everyone's happy, I guess. That's kind of it. Everyone's happy. Harpy Girl is like, that's cool. Hey, Glenn, check out all these cool-ass feathers. And she's got feathers that are all the colors. They're all kinds of crazy cool colors. So that's nice. Good for her. And she drops a feather and Glenn goes to pick it up, but it's hot. Because maybe the real Phoenix was inside her all along. But that's basically it. You know, we get a Lifetime movie instead of like ecchi this week. And you know what? I'm down with it. I'm down with the finding yourself Lifetime movie stuff. Except we all know what we're here for. All right? So don't go branching off too hard. MGD. We gotta put Glenn in those kinds of situations. Oh, and the stinger for the next episode, we get Spider-Girl next week. So that's fun. That's a fun episode that I'm going to have to hard nope on. Because, goddamn, dude, I do not do spiders. Spider-Girls, that's still going to be a no from me, dog. They got all them legs, all them crazy, creepy spider legs. They got all them eyes. I don't like it. I don't like them, dude. Shit. Doing this all by myself is kind of hard. I gotta freaking figure out how to resurrect Alex or something. I don't want to keep doing this every week. That's impossible. I can't remember all this crap. We'll do it. I'll try and find my Necronomicon. But I guess for now I just gotta move on. What's next? Oh, alright. Alright, next up we got the Misfit of Demon King Academy. And ladies and gentlemen, believe me when I tell you that this episode This one made me feel. This one gave me feelings. All right. So where we left off, Anos, because I can't, even by myself, I can't call this man, I can't call him Anas, or, Anos. He is dueling the brother of the teacher in the arena, and he kicks the shit out of her. His fan club sings a cool song, and it's great, and everybody loves it, except the Royalists, because fuck those guys. They hate the Unitarians. And this turns out to be, like, pretty important. I think, let me rephrase that. I think the plot at large is going to focus more on the struggle between the Royalists and the Unitarians over Anos and whoever else. Well, they're probably going to tie together. That's what that's just plot 101 at that point, is they will probably tie together with Anos leading the Unitarians. But let's get back to the plot. So Anos shreds the shit out of that dude. He beats him in under a minute because, you know what? Whenever Anos says he's going to do something, he's just going to do it. Like, he's the greatest character of all time. But the fan club, they sing their cool song. His mom is like, "You the best. I love my boy. I love him." And Anos kicks the shit out of that dude. And his teacher is like, "Grr, I'm mad. I'm mad he made my brother look like a dummy. I don't like that." Because she's Southern now. So everyone rejoices because Lay also wins his bout because, I mean, of course he does. Why would he not? Everything is coming down to a showdown between these two dudes who like to fight each other. So Anos shreds that dude. He breaks his sword and he holds up his sword and he's like, "Only the greatest sword made by my father would never break. Of course I won." And everyone's like, "Wow, that dude has a pretty cool dad." And his dad's like, "Hey, that's pretty cool of him to say." And I'm like, that dude is a pretty cool dad. But the Royalists are mad about it because he was supposed to lose. The Unitarians are happy about it because they trust their boy. We always got to trust our boy. And after the arena match ends, Anos is like, "Hey, I got some stuff I got to do. Mom, do you want to hold on to my sword?" And she's like, "Of course I do, because I'm the best character of all time." And his fan club is like, "Hey, if she's going to watch the sword, we'll watch her, because we're pretty cool." And I'm like, that is pretty cool of you guys. Anos takes the leader of the Unitarians, because she's a half spirit, half demon. So he brings her to see Lay's mom, and he's like, "Damn, dude, she's running fae folk and spirits. They run on traditions, man, and her traditions are running out somewhere. We got to figure out what that is, or else she's gonna die, dude. Her source is running out, brother." And then she wakes up. She wakes up and she's like, "Hey." Lay is so excited that he gets to fight you and that you're his friend, because I've been awake the whole time. I just couldn't speak. And I'm so happy that you're Lay's friend. And it's okay if I have to go just so Lay can move on and fight like he wants to. Because we get a glimpse into his childhood, and everyone, he's disillusioned with swordplay because he doesn't lose at all. So he's like, why should I bother with this? I never lose. What's the fun? Where's the fun if I can't get a good fight? So he lives sad. But then one day he comes home and he's like, holy shit, I fought this one dude. He's super cool, man. I want to fight him more, and I also want to be his best friend. And we're like, oh, that feels good for you to say, Lei. I like to hear it. You love to see it. And Anos is like, well, I'm going to save my friend's mom. Because Lei's been kind of a dick lately, and that's not like him. So he's obviously got some kind of gios or spell or link or something linking him, his blade, and the arena fight. Because basically, we know that the Unitarians are like, Lei, you gotta beat Anos, and you gotta kill him, or else your mom's not gonna make it. We could fix her. We could throw all the money at this problem and fix her. But you gotta beat Anos first. So that's the deal with that. Is like, we know that Lei is being blackmailed a little bit, and Anos wants a genuine fight, not a forced fight. So he's gonna have spiritual girl help Lei's mom. And that's what they're doing. Basically, he's like, hey, if you don't mind, we're gonna sacrifice a little bit of your source to help with Lei's mom's source. Because they also don't know what her tradition is, which seems like kind of a big fucking problem when your life force relies on this to just like, yeah, I don't know what my tradition is, but it's dying out somewhere, so I'll die too. That's crazy that you don't know your own. Ooh, how do you not know, man? But anyway, they're fixing her. And we cut to a scene that hit me real hard. 'Cause you know, as soon as Anos hands his sword to his mom, you know that they're gonna attack her. And even knowing that, I will admit, even knowing that they were going to attack her without any confirmation or foreshadowing, technically, or any kind of inclinations like that, I was like, this is gonna be a scene that makes me real mad, and I'm not gonna be happy about it. And you know what? I was right. I was freaking right, dude. So it's dark now, and they're all traveling. And guess who steps out of the freaking forest in this park that they're walking through? Because it's like Mortal Kombat movie locations. You don't need to know how everyone got there. Everyone's there and they're going to fight. Basically, the teacher shows up. Yeah, that teacher. The teacher who's real salty about her brother. She shows up and she's like, man, I'm going to beat you up and I'm going to take that sword, and there's not a single freaking one of you that can stop me. In comes the fan club. Well, I mean, they're already there. But the fan club is like, hey, no. Because Anos's mom is like, no, dude, back off. This is my son's sword. Only he can use it. And this does not go over well with the teacher, as one might rightfully assume. She gets mad. She's like, I'm gonna shred you. I'm gonna shred all of you idiots. And I can do it because I'm a pureblood. So I'm gonna freaking kill all of you for that sword. Sorry, idiots. Fan club is like, fuck nah, bro. Fan club steps in between teacher and mother. They throw up a shield. Teacher is like, all right, we're playing this game. She shoots, I don't know what it is. It's evil, dark, fire death at them. And they're holding off. But the teachers just keeps amping it up and amping it up and amping it up. And she breaks the shield. She knocks everyone away. And it's a little hard to watch, you know? Watching the loveliest character, the mother, get blown away is kind of hard to watch. Because it's like, I love this character so much. I don't want anything bad to happen, but so much bad is happening. But the fan club doesn't give up, brother. They still stand in the way. They get back up. They're like, we've got Anos on our side. We can freaking do this, dude. There is 6 of us and 1 of you. They're shielding. They're shielding, and they're like, Anos's mom, you gotta get out of here. We'll hold her off. You gotta go. Anos's mom, she's like, we got this. She gets up, but it's not enough. It's not enough. There's a lot of sighs and heavy breathing in this section because it's not enough. The teacher blows everyone away. The students, they're looking bad, but they're like, we're not going to stop. They keep getting up. And then the teacher fries them, dude. I'm telling you, the teacher fries these kids. And it's not good, you know? You never really got to learn too much about them. But it still kind of sucks to watch these characters I kind of enjoyed get roasted. It's not looking good. I won't lie to you. It's not looking good at this point. Teacher's advancing on the Ma. There's no one here to stop her. But hold on. Who shows up but the boy in blue and white himself, the Voldigode boy. The Voldigoden boy. That was very good. That was supposed to be a play on the Golden Boy, but I did not do a very good job. Anyway, Anos shows up. Bam! Last second, deflects a strike, and he is pissed. He reses, he heals everyone, and he's like, hey, he learns all of their names. He's like, hey guys, what are your names? And 3 at a time, they repeat them. He repeats back. And he's like, all right, I will never forget these names, as I owe each and every one of you an immeasurable debt. And this moment is dope as fuck because it's great. But it also highlights something I find very interesting about Anos's character, because he is the Demon King of destruction. He destroys things. That's what he does. But even though he's, I think, maybe 3 months old at this point, he still has this strong bond with his family where he doesn't want to disappoint his parents, and he still really values them over everything. And I think that's something you don't, I hate to say it's something that you don't get a lot, but it's not something I personally have seen a lot, where the main character, the busted ass protagonist, is like, hey man, I don't care what you do to me. I'm a pretty chill dude because I can destroy everything. But if you fuck with my mom, I will rend you a new dimensional asshole. And that's basically what happens here. He learns everyone's names. He goes to the teacher, teleports her to the now abandoned arena, And he's like, he just stabs her, just right there. And he's like, I thought that I was a pretty calm and forgiving individual. Thanks for proving me wrong, that I would never lose my temper. And I'm going to stab you, and I want to hear you beg for your life. And that's how it plays out. He stabs her. He goes brutal mode on this chick. But that's not everything. Because there is so much more he could do to punish her that he shows. He kills her. Bam, right there. Good job, idiot. Then he casts a spell and he brings her back. But she's different now. Basically, he resurrects her as a hybrid and puts a curse on her so that she cannot die and will always be resurrected as a hybrid no matter what. And basically he's like, all right, now you're stuck like this. Maybe you'll reconsider. Maybe you'll reconsider that standpoint. And that's just like, that's some cold ass shit. But it's some good learning opportunities right there. It also makes me wonder are they just going to get a new teacher? I guess. Because, how do you explain to the faculty, yeah, my teacher tried to kill my mom, so I killed her, and I resurrected her as a different person now. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. What's up with you guys? How was your weekend? But that's how it's going to be. Oh, man. That's a heavy episode right there. It was good stuff. I like this one a lot. I like this show a lot. I like it a lot more than I thought I would. It continues to roll out the pleasant surprises. And I really hope that it keeps it up. I'm enjoying this show so far. I like the direction everything goes in. And I'm looking forward to watching more. Okay, let's see what's up next on the block of anime. Oh. Next is Rental Girlfriend. Okay, so this episode was actually kind of not terrible. I still don't like Kazuma. No, yes? Kazuya. Kazuya's his name. I still don't like Kazuya. They basically agreed to continue going on dates because he's like, hey, we don't have to tell him right away, right? To which I respond with, fuck you, dude. This guy is such a pain in the ass. There's something about his mindset that I just don't connect with, and I clash with so much that it bothers the hell out of me. But because they're still in the hot springs, so this is all a conversation in the middle of the night in their hotel room. And Chizuru agrees. She's like, all right, fine. Because Kazuya gives this big speech about how he's a piece of shit again, because that's what he likes to talk about. And he is like, man, I'm terrible, but I feel like you make me better. So if we could fake date a little bit longer, that would be super cool. And she's like, yeah, okay. Plus, we don't have to tell the grannies right away so they don't get super disappointed. And it's just like, man, I can't understand what possible imagined purpose there is besides the plot of the show. And I realize that most of my gripe comes down to, hey, the concept of this show in and of itself bothers me and I don't like it. So take all of my criticism with a grain of salt. Like, I don't like this show because I conceptually just don't connect with it. But anyway, Kazuya is like cool. So there's a scene in the hot spring where Chizuru has a run-in with his granny, Kazuya's granny, and she's like, hey, what if I wasn't who I said I was? And Granny is like, and I will admit, I did like the scene because it's got two characters I kind of like and no Kazuya. But Granny comes back with, everyone tells their lies. And I could get around everything up to you being a space alien. I'm just happy for Kazuya. And I'm like, man, that's cool, Granny. But she's not dating Kazuya. Although, I have heavy suspicions that she knows. Both grannies probably freaking know at this point. And that's why they're conspiring. They're like, hey, we gotta conspire so our kids get together. Because I think they're a good pair. And I personally don't. But, again, that's the show. So they have a cut forward, smash cut. We're in a cafe because they're still going on dates. And they're discussing strategy. And they discuss some strategy. And then they split up. And basically, Chizuru is like, I will help you until you get an actual girlfriend. Which I believe I said in like episode 3 or 4 maybe? But I remember one point in the past I said something along the lines of, I think it would be a more interesting direction to take the show instead of Kazuya and Chizuru's romance. It was they were friends and Chizuru was just helping him get a girlfriend, being basically his girlfriend coach while posing as his real girlfriend. So I think that's more or less the direction things are going in for now, but I can already tell we're getting those little glimpses of Chizuru kind of likes him, and I'm not down for that. But regardless, they split up for the evening, and as Kazuya is walking back to the train station, he literally just bumps full on into, we'll call her, black-haired contestant. Even though, I don't know, there's stuff to unpack with her. I'll get into that in a minute. We'll try and keep this somewhat chronological. Kazuya bumps into black-haired girl, knocks her down, stares at her underwear, and she's like, you're a pervert, and she runs away. Meanwhile, next time Chizuru and Kazuya get together, they're walking down the street after doing some strategizing, and they run into, I'll call him Bucktooth Buddy. They run into Bucky, and Bucky is like, hey man, I'm here meeting my girlfriend. Hey, why don't we go on a double date? And if, like me, you know how plot and writing works, you can already instantly tell exactly where this is going. So they arranged to meet on Saturday, and turns out they're going rock wall climbing, which, as kind of an offhand tangent, always kind of looked fun to me. I'm not a very sporty or athletic individual. I will admit this. But rock wall climbing seems like it might be a little fun. I know everyone is disappointed in me for going off on a tangent, but that's what we do here. Anywho, I bet you guys can't guess who Bucky's girlfriend is. Too late, it's black-haired girl. She shows up, and they do some rock climbing. Turns out, Bucky just wanted to skeeve super hard on the girlfriends as they climbed, which, like, they're wearing the athletic tights under the short shorts, and both of them are like, like, guys, it's not that impressive. There's like A, 3 layers at the least. B, it's not that revealing. And C, the only thing being revealed in this situation is how skeevy I am. So I'm going to move on from that topic. Fuck these dudes. They're both pervs. Also, how fucking sketchy is it to invite your friend and his hot girlfriend out so you can perv on your friend's girlfriend? Like, dude, what are you doing? That is so not okay. But anyway, we're leaving that. We're moving on in the plot. So I bet you guys also can't guess who is good at rock climbing and who is shit at it. Surprise, Kazuya sucks. He's bad at it. He falls on his rear end all the time. And Chizuru is great at it. She's awesome. So, towards the end, finally, because I would very much like to move on. We're getting at the end. I forget her name because she's not Chizuru, so it doesn't matter. But new girl, black-haired girl, she is like, hey, Chizuru, I gotta go to the bathroom or whatever. You want to come with me? And Chizuru agrees. And I had been suspecting, because she had been acting very different from when Kazuya met her earlier, which is understandable because, like, the first time they met, Kazuya was staring at her undergarments. But I had been suspecting that she was a rental girlfriend, just like Chizuru is. And they go off together, and black-haired girl basically turns around and is like, hey man, are you a rental girlfriend? And Chizuru, she's a pro, so she brushes it off. She's like, whoa, that's weird. Why would you think that? Oh, that's so crazy. And Chizuru goes back to Kazuya, and she's like, holy shit, dude, she's on to us. And he's like, what did we do? And they're freaking out. And then black-haired girl shows up, and she's like, hey, sorry if I'm interrupting anything. And they're like, whoa, hey, we're going to get ahead of this. Yeah, we're actually dating. It's super cool between us. We are super in love. And black-haired girl is like, okay. So, like, you guys can kiss, right? Why don't you just kiss? Which is a creepy freaking request, by the way. That's a weird thing. Hey, prove that you're dating. Make out right in front of me. I guess me and the other male characters in this show, not that I am a male character in this show, I really, really would not want to be. But she's also, well, it's not a perv thing. It's not played as like a perv thing. It's a, whoa, this is a new obstacle, even though this request is super unreasonable. And it would be like, I feel like them doing it to placate this chick proves more that they're not dating than if they did it and they were. Because, like, think about it. If you're dating someone and someone else is like, yeah, make out with your girlfriend right in front of me to prove it. Most people who are actually dating are going to be like, no, dude, fuck you. That's weird. That's a weird request. We do not like it. And also, we don't have to prove it because we're just dating. But that's not this show. So since it's this show, they go in for the kiss. Chizuru holds up her phone and blocks her lips with her finger and plants a little kiss on her finger to make it look like they're kissing, but she's blocked it. And she's like, hey, I hope that was good, motherfucker. Except not in those exact terms. She just doesn't believe it. Black-haired girl is like, I don't know, that's still kind of sketchy. I don't know. And this is the point where plot contrivance Bucky shows up once more. He's like, hey man, what are you guys talking about? And then everyone's like, oh, nothing. Kazuya puts up, he does one thing for someone else, and he's like, oh yeah, Chizuru, don't you gotta go home to grandma? And Chizuru was like, oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. So Chizuru leaves, and Bucky is like, actually, that's a good point. Maybe it's time for all of us to leave. And Kazuya cock blocks his friend because he's like, hey, I'll walk you guys home because you're my best friend. And he walks them to the station where they part with black-haired girl. And then Kazuya's like, sorry, Bucky, you gotta fuck off home by yourself now. And Bucky's like, all right, cool, dude. Just blocking me this whole way only to just ditch as soon as my girlfriend leaves. I know what's going on here. And, yeah, Kazuya follows black-haired girl. And black-haired girl turns around. She's like, I freaking knew it. Only someone who would not be dating a real girl but be dating a rental girl will follow me down here. Because Kazuya just needs to screw things up. He just needs to screw everything up, I guess. So, that's where we leave it. Yay. Everyone, don't be surprised that I was not stellar about this show during this segment, because anyone who knows or has listened to my previous commentaries on it knows that I'm not the biggest fan of this show. It's kind of popular too, and I'm like, guys, what are you doing? These are college students. I mean, granted, I went to a business college, but if I saw people my age acting like this, I'd be like, guys, what are you even doing? Why are you all wasting each other's time? Also, I think that renting girlfriends is technically illegal in the United States. I don't know if that counts as prostitution or not. No, I was going to do a bit where it's like, that's an interesting thing to look up at some point. I don't care. I don't care that much at all. Let's move on. Fuck this show. Okay, so last one on the list. We got Fire Force. We're on the Chinese peninsula. We get a little bit of background about redrawn maps and stuff and how stuff's all bad. And then everyone gets to meet Juggernaut's parents. Juggernaut's, I think it's his mom specifically. But we meet Juggernaut's mom. She drops a little bit of that tasty backstory on us. She gives us a little hint about Juggernaut's family has a farm, which, yes, we did already know. But his family's farm, I should say, had been having issues with people stealing their taters, and you can't have people stealing your taters. So, there's also a nice little sequence with him, Juggernaut, and his mom, where they're talking, and his mom is like she's a country bumpkin, and Juggernaut changes speech, like his speech actually changes when he's talking to her. So he's a little bit more of a bumpkin when he's talking to his mom, and I think that's a nice touch. It doesn't really affect the plot or anything, but I think it goes to show that there was just there's a little bit of extra thought. That's what we'll say. They put a little extra thought, sprinkled that in on the background. So everybody heads off. They get alerted that there's like these plains where there are, I don't want to call them plains. No, they're not plains. It's like a desert, basically. China is an uninhabitable desert at this point. And basically in this desert, there is a whole bunch of these crazy geysers that let out this weird gas that makes everyone super baked. And they're driving around and everyone's high except for Victor Licht, because he's the Dr. Science Man, and as everybody knows, the Dr. Science Man is the one who's always prepared. But everyone's just chilling, being all baked. The lieutenant is like, hey, you cut that shit out. You cut it out. Because Juggernaut and Shinra are just shooting missiles at random, like, rock formations. But it's been a little too peaceful. It's been a little too peaceful up until this point. So, boom, a giant rockworm shows up right out of the ground. It does not give a crap what anyone else thinks about it. It comes out, and they hear someone calling for help. Who is that? Oh, no. And it's a mole. There is a sentient talking mole. And long story short, we get a cool little chase sequence where everyone's driving away, and Shinra and Bored Dude, who makes fire blades, fight it and beat it, and they rescue the mole. The mole is the one who was stealing from Juggernaut's family farm. Gasp! Holy shit! Who knew that would come back? Besides anyone who knows how story works. But yeah, he's like, hey, thanks for saving my hide. And Juggernaut's about to wreck this dude into the next dimension when he's like, hey, why are you guys here? And they're like, well, we're looking for a spatial rift. A rift in time and space. And he's like, oh, I know exactly where that is. And then that's where he leads them. He's leading them, and we meet some other sentient animal friends. He's got some crow buddies. And it turns out not every animal on the continent can talk. It's literally just these two dudes and maybe a couple others. But we get some backstory for the area. Turns out they had a settlement. There was a settlement of little aminals, little sentient aminals. And basically they all lived by this it's basically Amaterasu, the power plant in Japan, but it's different. I think this one's a little smaller, but it's in this like crater surrounded by freaking forest, dude. There's forest everywhere. So they're all theorizing. They're like, hold on. hold on, because everyone thought that Vulcan's grandfather was the one who built the original Amaterasu in Japan. But now there's another one? What the heck, dude? What's going on? Stuff's getting real crazy. And the mole dude is like, guys, you gotta help me liberate my homeland. And everyone else is just like, we're not here for that. We're here for the spatial rift. But if that happens tangentially, that is fine. And then we get to meet the people who took over the mole dude's home. And I say people, it's not people. It's not. It is probably the most horrifying hellhounds in all of existence. They, I guess, are just big bad fire dogs. And then everyone fights them. And I don't think that they finished that fight yet. I think the dogs show up, everyone runs away, and Tamaki is like, we're fire soldiers, guys? I don't know if you guys knew this, but we're fire soldiers. So we fight it. We fight the bad stuff. So quit being cowards. Get out of that tree. And that's basically the episode. It's more, we're learning about the area. We have a new mystery. A new mystery appears. What's this mystery gonna be about? Who knows? I don't know. And, yeah, I like this show. Watching everyone kind of bum around on the Chinese continent is a lot of fun. At one point, I forgot to mention this, they come across an entire field of infernals. And apparently, from what the Mole Man says, these dudes have just been, like, walking around since the Great Cataclysm. So it's like, Shinra has this moment where he's like, dude, imagine how many infernals are just walking around the rest of the world? If there is a field of thousands here in China, where are there more? There's gotta be. And I find that to be a uniquely terrifying sentiment. Because, like, holy shit. That's a lot of infernals, dude. But, yeah, it was a good episode. I suspect heavily that the talking animals are going to be the ones touched by the Adola burst or something, and they're going to have fire powers themselves. But nothing to confirm that yet. And hey, that's it for shows. Oh, we reached it. We reached the end. If you stuck around this long through this manic slog, so to speak, if I were to use an oxymoron, this manic slog of a show this week as I attempt to fumble through everything myself, then thank you for sticking around to the very end. I hope there were at least some parts that you all enjoyed. I can assure you that I will definitely find my Necronomicon and raise Alex from the dead so that I don't have to edit this myself, because I can only imagine just how hellish that would turn out. If you are a longtime listener, thank you. If you're a new listener, then thanks for joining. I hope you decide to stick around, see what random ramblings we do in the future. If you'd like to follow us and get updates on the social medias, you can find us on Facebook and Twitter at Protagonist Seat for both. If you want a free, cost-effective way to support your favorite anime podcast, which is us, hopefully, it should be, then tell other people about us. Leave likes or rates or reviews or subscriptions to us on all platforms. We're on iTunes, Google Play, Deezer, if you are from across the seas. We're on iHeartRadio. We're on Spotify. Basically anywhere. We are harder to avoid than we are to find. It also helps a lot if you spread the word like you would spread a nice jelly on your toast. Jelly the world with our anime garbage. What else is there? Geez, remembering this stuff is so hard. We did the social medias. I did the thanks for staying. I did the other podcast platforms where you can find us, which is basically all of them. Again, easy to find. I want to give a special thanks to Popskyy, Popskyy, for our intro song. If you thoroughly enjoy it as much as I do, feel free to follow him on various social medias. I'm sure when I resurrect Alex, his shambling facsimile of life, we'll put that in the description. I already said to spread the word, but thanks for joining me. This is Ian of the Protagonist seat, because I just realized that I probably did not introduce myself. So this has been Ian for the Protagonist seat, signing off.